Communication in today's world. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to explain why communication matters, communicate as a professional, and describe the communication process. Learning Outcome 1. Explain why communication matters. Effective business communication skills are necessary in any business environment and yields a number of important benefits. Among them are provides closer ties with important communities in the marketplace, produce opportunities to influence conversations, perceptions, and trends, increases productivity and faster problem solving, offers better financial results and higher return for investors, provides stronger decision-making based on timely, reliable information, gives clearer and more persuasive marketing messages, and greater employee engagement with their work, leading to higher employee satisfaction and lower employee turnover.
Leaders and speakers who are good communicators include Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, Steve Jobs, Bill Clinton, Nick Vujicic, and Abraham Lincoln. Improving your communication skills may be the single most important step you can take in your career. You can have the greatest ideas in the world, but they are no good to your company or your career if you can't express them clearly and persuasively. Whether you are a business person or an executive, you will spend most of your time in communication. You will have to sell yourself in any aspect of your career, and people who cannot communicate well may not achieve much in reaching their goals. In fact, improving your communication skills may be the single most important step you can take in your career. If you learn to write well, speak well, listen well, and recognize the appropriate way to communicate in any situation, you will gain a major advantage that will serve you throughout your career. Most employers expect you to be competent at a wide range of communication tasks. Some of the skills that employers expect from you are the same skills that will help you progress in your career. They are ability to find, evaluate, and use digital information effectively, efficiently, and ethically, or also known as digital information fluency. The second ability is to organize ideas and information. Next is the ability to present coherent, persuasive ideas, ability to listen actively to others, ability to communicate in diverse situations, and ability to use communication technologies. What makes business communication effective? When there is a communication breakdown, the results can be devastating. Presented here are some tips on how to make our communication efforts effective. We need to give practical information and support it with facts and figures. Convey this information concisely and efficiently. Make clear expectations and responsibilities, and provide convincing, persuasive arguments and commendations. Our second learning outcome is communicating as a professional. What is professionalism? It is the quality of performing at a high level and conducting oneself with purpose and pride. True professionals go beyond the minimum expectations and commit to making meaningful contributions. Professionalism can be broken down into 6 distinct traits. This includes striving to excel, being dependable and accountable, being a team player, demonstrating a sense of etiquette, making ethical decisions, and maintaining a positive outlook. All of the elements in this list depended on effective communication. There are two types of communication network in an organization, which are the formal and informal communication network. A formal communication allows ideas and information flow along the lines of command. In a formal setup, information flows in three directions. Downward communication flows from executives to employees. Upward communication flows from employees to executives. And horizontal communication flows between departments. Informal communication, commonly known as the grapevine or the rumor mill, refers to the casual communication that takes place naturally between employees as they interact on the job and in social settings. Most informal communication is oral, but the increasing use of social media has made informal written communication more popular, overcoming the inherent limitations of formal communication networks. Adopting an audience-centered approach means focusing on and caring about the members of your audience. This approach is also known as adopting the you attitude. Learn as much as possible about your audience. The more you know about your audience, the easier it will be to concentrate on their needs, which in turn will make it easier for them to hear your message, understand it, and respond positively. An important element of audience-centered communication is etiquette, the expected norms of behavior in a particular situation. The way you conduct yourself can have a profound influence on your company's success and your career.
Our final learning outcome for this lesson is explaining the communication process. Communication is the process of conveying information to one or more people using appropriate medium and channel. By viewing communication as a process, you can identify and improve the skills you need to be more successful. Communication starts with an idea. The success of a communication effort starts here and depends on the nature of the idea and the motivation for sending it. The sender encodes the idea as a message, expressing it in words and images. The encoded message will be transmitted in a medium using the appropriate channel to the receiver. The medium can take the form of verbal or non-verbal medium. The channel can be via face-to-face, paper, or electronic medium such as smartphone. The receiver receives the message and must sense the existence of a message and perceive it as an actual message. Decoding the message is complex as receiver interpret the message based on their perceptions, which are different from the sender. The receiver responds to the message, which is the feedback. Feedback allows the sender to ensure that the message was decoded correctly by the receiver. Once the process has gone into full cycle, it will repeat as long as the conversation continues. This process is complex, so communication efforts often fail to achieve the sender's objective.
Business communication model. The traditional model of business communication was largely defined by a publishing or broadcast mindset. In external communication, messages released by companies to a mass audience often had no or few ways to respond. Customers and other interested parties had few ways to connect with each other, to ask questions, share information, or offer support. Likewise, in internal communication, we tended to follow the same "we talk, you listen" model as upper managers issue directives to lower level supervisors and employees. The new social communication model is interactive, conversational, and usually open to all who wish to participate. Audience members are no longer passive recipients of messages. Instead, they are active participants in a conversation. Today, social media has revolutionized business communication. Customers and other stakeholders now has a voice, and business are listening to that voice. The hybrid approach is a mix of the traditional and social communication models, in which some communications, such as strategic plans and policy documents, follow the traditional approach, and others, such as project management updates and customer support messages, follow the social model.
To summarize this lesson, we have learned why communication is important, how to communicate professionally, and what are the stages in communication process.